In this video, we are focusing on algebraic equations. We are going to solve equations by inspection or substitution in particular. Exercise 9.1 we use as basis. We are going to, for number 1, solve these equations by inspections. In the previous video, we already referred to the concept of inspection. So that is where we by trial and error find the solution to an equation. So let's investigate by doing number C. So we know that 3m is equal to negative 48. Now our approach with inspection is to try a value that our gut feelings say might work. I'm going to use 15, negative 15, because we know if we multiply a positive by negative, we will get a negative answer. So I'm going to say let m equals negative 15. So now the left hand side is equal to 3, but in the place of m we replace it with brackets negative 15. Brackets mean multiply, positive times a negative is a negative, 3 times 15 is 45. But we actually need negative 48, so this negative 15 will give an answer that is not negative enough, so we need to multiply by a bit of a bigger negative number. So let's try m equals negative 16. So if we use rather m equals negative 16, then the left hand side is equal to 3 times negative 16, and that we know is negative 48, and that is indeed our right hand side. So therefore we know that m is indeed negative 16. Let's do one other one, number D. So we need to have a number and divide it by 2 to get 15. So I'm sure most of you already know the answer. I'm just going to play stupid for a while and say let x be 32. So let's see. Left hand side is now 32 in the place of x. We divide by 2. It gives us an answer of 16, which is not equal to the right hand side, which is supposed to be 15. So our answer is too big, so x is too big. Okay, so let's try 30. So now we know left hand side is equal to, in the place of x we have 30, we divide by 2, gives us 15, which is indeed the right hand side. So therefore x equals 15 is our final solution. Number 2, we have to solve these equations and check our solutions. So first we have 3 times a number plus 16 is equal to 31. Find the number. That is now number 2C. So we actually have to formulate the equation, then solve the equation, and thirdly check for our solution. So let's formulate. Do we know the number? No. So let number be x. You could use denoted or denote x if you want to use fancier English. So let number be x. 3 times a number, So 3 times x, because our number is now x, plus 16, so we add 16, equals to 31. And now we can solve. We didn't say by inspection specifically, so we can use any method. So we know our strategy is get the letter of the alphabet on the one side, the numbers on the other. So I'm going to keep the 3x on the left. I will have my numbers on the right. 31 is already there, so nothing to do. But the plus 16 swims across the river. It becomes negative 16, the sign change. So now 3x equals 31 minus 16. 31 minus 16 is 15. We don't want 3x, we want x. So if we divide by 3, the 3's will cancel. We just have x, which we wanted all along. What we do to the left, we will have to do to the right. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. We are not yet done. We first have to check our solution. So let's test. So we have to replace wherever we see x now with 5. So let's see, left hand side equals 3, not x, but now 5 plus 16. So 3 times 5 is 15. We still have to add 16. 15 plus 16 is indeed 31, which is equal to our right hand side. So since left hand and right hand side is equal, we can safely say that x equals 5 is our final solution. Number D. Find a number that if you add 4 to it and multiply the answer by 3, then subtract 4 will give you 65. So we don't know the number, so let number be x. So find a number that if you add 4 to it, so we take the number, we add 4 to it, and multiply the answer. So the answer of this x plus 4. So let's put in brackets. We want the whole answer, and then that answer we need to multiply by 3. So 3 times that answer. And then subtract 4. So once we have that answer, we still have to subtract 4 to give us 65. Now we see we have brackets. Usually Botma says first focus on brackets. But we have, unlike terms, a x and a 4 is not the same. They are different. So we can't add. So therefore we have to use our distributive law, which says take what's in front of the bracket, multiply by the first term in the bracket. So we have 3 times x. Then take again what's in front of the brackets and multiply it by the second term in the brackets, which we now know is plus 4. And then we still have to subtract 4 to give us 65. So we have now 3x. Let's just simplify. Positive times a positive is a positive. 4 times 3 or 3 times 4 is 12. We still have to subtract 4. It will give us 65. But now we need to get our x's on the one side, our numbers on the other side, as we only want to solve x. So we have 3x on the left. We also have on the left 12. We give away 4. We have positive 8, but it's on the wrong side of the equal sign. So we cross it to the other side. Instead of being positive 8, it will now become negative 8. 65 is still positive because it didn't cross the river. It's still on the right hand side of the river. So now we have 3x equals 65 minus 8, which is 57. But we don't want 3x, we want x. So we have to get rid of the 3. We will have to divide to get rid of it. What we do to the left, we will have to do to the right. So 20 times 3 we know is 60, so 19 times 3 is 57, so therefore x is 90. So we have now solved the equation, we still have to check. So we still have to test. So left hand side is now 3 times, in brackets, in the place of x we have 19. We still have to add 4. We are not allowed to change the structure. We only replaces x's with 19s. We still have to subtract 4. So brackets first. Now we can use BODMA. It's like terms. 19 plus 4 is 23. We still have to subtract 4. 3 times 20 is 60. 3 times 3 is 9. 60 plus 9 is 69. Minus 4. So it gives us 65. Which is indeed the right hand side. So therefore we know x equals 90 is the solution. Number 3, we have to substitute or replace the value for x in order to find the value of y in these equations. So let's firstly look at number D. So wherever we have x now, we have to replace it with negative 10. So y equals negative 2, not x now, but negative 10 in the place of x, plus, not x, but negative 10 in the place of x, and we still have to square. So therefore y equals a negative times a negative is a positive. 2 times 10 is 20. We don't write the positive, it's invisible. And now we have positive brackets first, so square means multiply by self. So we have to multiply negative 10 by negative 10. A negative times a negative is a positive, and 10 times 10 is 100. So y is 20, a positive times a positive is a positive, 100, so y equals 120. Let's look at number 3e. So we have to replace wherever we see x with brackets negative 24. So y equals half, not x now, but negative 24 plus 16. A positive times a negative is a negative. Half of 24 is simply 12. 24 divided by 2 is 12 plus 16. We have 16, we give away 12, therefore we have 4. Finally, let's look at number 4. The sum of 3 consecutive numbers is 39. What are the 3 numbers? So in this case, we need 3 numbers. So let first number be x. Now we first need to know what the consecutive number is. So if I say I'm going to give each consecutive learner in row A a chocolate, it means I will give to A1 a chocolate. Then I will move on to A2 and give A2 a chocolate, and move on to A3 and give to A3. So it's each following learner, so each consecutive or each following learner. So let's say I have a number and it's 5. What is the next number, the following number? 6. How do we get from 5 to 6? Yes, we add 1. What is the number after 6? 7. How do we get there? We add 1. So if the first number is x, then we know the next number will be x plus 1. So sum means add, so we have to add 3 consecutive numbers. So we have x, that's our first number. We add the second number, which is x plus 1. We simply add 1. And then to x plus 1, we have to add another 1. So we have x plus 1, the previous number, plus 1. So now we have 1, 2, 3 numbers. And the sum of that is equal to 39. So that's the equation that we need to solve. Let's just simplify it. So let's add all the x's, or group all the x's. So we have x plus another x plus another x. So we have 3 x's. And then let's add the numbers. We have a 1, we have another 1, and we have another 1. So that's equal to 39. So we have 3 x's plus 1, 2, 3 equals 39. Our strategy is just to have x on its own. So we have to move this positive 3 to the other side of the river. So the plus becomes a minus. So therefore 3x equals 39 minus 3, which is 36. We don't want 3x, we just want x. So we have to divide by 3 so that it cancels and we only have x. What we do to the left, we do to the right. 3 goes into 36, 12. So first number is 12. Second number is therefore 13. And third number is 14. Let's see. 10, 20, 30, 34, 37, 39. It gives us our solution.